Urbanization is extremely rapid, and cities across the world are challenged.
We all have common threats. When the water rises, it wets everybody.
Yo pienso que lo más importante, y sin duda Medellín tiene mucho que aprender de otras ciudades.
You have 100 cities that will be learning from each other, and this network is something unique.
The first 33 cities were named. Since then, we've been working with points of contact in each city to begin to implement the 100 Resilient Cities program.
We live in a physically vulnerable place. More tough things are coming our way. We're not the only ones that are vulnerable, and it seems that cities across the world are.
Byblos, it's the oldest inhabited city in the world. Nevertheless, after 6,000 or 8,000 years, it has shocks and stresses that hinder or that threaten the city.
Para nós, resiliência é, acima de tudo, a capacidade de fortalecer as condições vitais da cidade.
Inequity is a huge problem, not only in Colombia, but in Medellín.
When you live in a developing country and a city where a lot of people come to dream, it's to me very important building the resilience of the individual to be able to move on those dreams.
It's about climate change, it's about heat waves, but it also should be about things that people take on every day in their real life: economic downturns, poverty, violence. These are things that have just as much of an impact on their lives as a large earthquake.
The whole idea of resilience is if you spend more money on the front end being smart, you'll spend much less money on the back end and you'll save a lot of lives, so why wait?
We wanted to do a broad stakeholder meeting to introduce the concept of resilience, to identify challenges, opportunities, risks, and really lay out what the agenda for the resilience building effort might be.
But the critical moments to us are when the city really recognizes that it has a variety of different stresses that they need to focus on as well. These slow burning issues that exist despite a shock.
One of the things we've learned already is that we are very focused on a disaster or a major event. What this process is really teaching us is there are commonalities of how to strengthen our society and our communities that will benefit us in any kind of event.
One of the most innovative offerings of 100RC is this platform of tools and resources. These are funding opportunities, best practices, technology, technical assistance, both from the public and private sector, that cities will be able to tap into more efficiently, and that will serve as a distribution mechanism.
We're in the midst of developing a new urban resilience initiative, and the definition actually parallels very closely what the 100 Resilient Cities initiative is trying to do. It's critical for us that these issues get on the agenda. That's where the partnerships come in. That's where a group like 100 Resilient Cities comes in. They are there on the ground, generating the ideas, generating the information, and ultimately generating the investment projects. That can change the dialogue. It can change the number of cities who are focused on these issues.
Each of the cities has a unique risk profile. What we're really trying to convey is the importance of building economic resilience so that we can build resilience in all the other areas that we're focused on. Figuring out a coordinated way to promote that message, make sure that these cities are embedding that into their culture is something that we're trying to achieve, and using the initiative and having an audience of 100 cities that are all excited to really build resilience provides us with the right forum to do that.
If we're going to improve the resilience of cities, we need to be able to know where we're going, and we need to be able to measure resilience. When we started to develop the City Resilience Framework, which is a holistic understanding of what city resilience really means, we hadn't identified an end user. The fact that the Rockefeller Foundation announced the 100 Resilient Cities program, there are suddenly potentially 100 cities for who this framework is directly useful.
What will come afterwards is that almost every philanthropic organisation, a whole range of institutional investors will say, we want resilient cities.
I would say this is an historic occasion All of the issues, from equity to urban planning and design to safety or law, innovative financing, will be more successful and long-lasting if done through the lens of building urban resilience.
One of the things that's exciting about doing these workshops back-to-back is our ability to recognize patterns both in the challenges that these cities face, but also in the solutions. And that's really going to be the promise, being able to distribute common solutions to many of our cities and doing it more efficiently and at scale.
They recognize the need to partner with us rather than view us as traditional grant makers, and collaborate so that they can achieve their unique vision of resilience for their city.